If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. The chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control. Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. If a person doesn't know to which port they sail, no wind is favorable. In all things we should try to make ourselves be as grateful as possible. No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. The mind must be given relaxation. It will rise improved and sharper after a good break. Epictetus says, I can teach you a love potion made without any drugs, herbs, or special spell. If you would be loved, love. You can bind up my leg, but not even Zeus has the power to break my freedom of choice. True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For what can even the most malicious person do? If you keep showing kindness and, if given the chance, you gently point out where they went wrong right as they are trying to harm you. Rehearse death. To say this is to tell a person to rehearse his freedom. A person who's learned how to die has unlearned how to be a slave. Don't behave as if you are destined to live forever. What's fated hangs over you. As long as you live and while you can, become good now. Let philosophy scrape off your own faults, rather than be a weight to rail against the faults of others. Don't be ashamed of needing help. You have a duty to fulfill, just like a soldier on the wall of battle. So what if you are injured and can't climb up without another soldier's help? In his meditations, Marcus Aurelius asks himself, what is your vocation? He then answers, to be a good person. The Stoics believed, above all else, that our job on this earth is to be a good human being. It is a basic duty. Yet we are experts at coming up with excuses for avoiding it. Believing in yourself and trusting that you are on the right path, and not being in doubt by following the myriad footpaths of those wandering in every direction. What bad habit did I curb today? How am I better? Were my actions just? How can I improve? Take the time to date and review your day. It is impossible for a person to begin to learn what he thinks. He already knows. If anyone would take to words to art and take pains to govern, and watch over themselves by them, they will live an impeccable and immensely tranquil life. The two words are persist and resist. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. If I can get rich and powerful while preserving my own honor, faithfulness to family, friends, principles, and self-respect, show me how and I'll do it. But if I have to sacrifice my personal integrity, it's stupid and silly to urge me on. We are public leaders or public citizens, celebrities or ordinary people. We should fulfill our roles to the best of our ability without complaining. Only by giving an impeccable performance can we live in harmony with the rightful order of the world and achieve happiness. One of the signs of the dawning of moral progress is the gradual extinguishing of blame. Epictetus advises that in case of material loss, like when a bad person takes our belongings, we should refrain from feeling wronged and instead see it as the return of things to the place from whence they came. Only then would we see loss in the proper light. This way, even if difficulties, which Epictetus describes as a natural part of the divine order, rise, one's inner world will remain undisturbed, for one will have achieved the end of one's being, the ultimate fulfillment of one's duty in the world. Epictetus emphasized the importance of distinguishing between things we can control and those we cannot. Too often, we waste energy worrying about things beyond our control, leading to unnecessary stress. Instead, concentrate on your reactions, decisions, and actions elements within your control. Epictetus encouraged acceptance of the present, without resentment or resistance. Dwelling on past regrets or fearing the future only detracts from the richness of the current experience. Learning to appreciate the present moment is a lesson often learned too late. Epictetus believed in the freedom of choice, emphasizing that we have control over our thoughts and reactions. Acknowledging this power can empower us to take responsibility for our decisions and actions, shaping our lives in a more intentional way. Epictetus advocated for focusing on internal virtues rather than external outcomes. While it's natural to desire success and recognition, placing too much importance on external validation can lead to disappointment. Realizing this lesson late in life can be a catalyst for inner peace and contentment. Epictetus promoted the idea that challenges and adversity are inevitable parts of life. Learning to endure hardships with resilience and maintaining inner tranquility through adversity are crucial skills often recognized too late when one has already faced significant struggles. Gratitude for what we have rather than dwelling on what we lack is a recurring theme in Epictetus' teachings. Recognizing the value in small moments and expressing gratitude can bring a sense of fulfillment and happiness, a realization that often comes later in life.